Welcome to this new episode of our mini podcast series. And today we are interviewing two interns and we're hearing about their experience here at the European Astronaut Centre. Welcome Rose and Giordano to this episode. So, the first question would be to introduce yourselves and let the audience know who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, well, my name is Rose Emily and I'm from Denmark. I am an intern here at the spaceship EAC and working under the Luna team. My background is civil engineering, building engineering, and I have an ambition to construct things for the outer space, so that's why the connection here. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Giordano. I have a background in aerospace and I'm an intern in Spaceship, which is a large team. As I said, I did a bachelor in aerospace engineering in Rome first, in Sapienza, and then 2 years in Delft, in TU Delft, also as a space engineering.
Second question is, what is your role here in EAC? So which team are you working in and what is the specifics of your project?
The biggest team, I think, of interns here is Spaceship. Focuses on using resources of any kind you can find on the moon to make them useful, to do stuff, to build stuff, to gain resources like oxygen or energy. My project in particular is called Milo, and basically focuses on making a machine that makes modular bricks, that makes bricks to build lunar habitats, basically. So that's pretty interesting, and it's also a really hands-on job. Yeah, you wanna go for it?
Yeah, and I'm also in the same team as Giordano in Spaceship, but I work under the Luna team as well, which is basically this Luna surface facility we have here in our backyard. And I'm working specifically with FlexHub, which will be an additional astronaut training facility that will be connected to it. So I've been working with developing the requirements for this connection between Luna and FlexHub. So a physical connection consisting of an airlock simulator as well. So basically developing or defining the technical design requirements for this structure. Hence my background of civil engineering, while also getting hands-on with more space related. And then I've been doing a little bit side project of looking into optimizing some of the bricks that Giordano has been working on. So looking into getting the most optimal shape of this brick by parametric design. Yeah.
So that sounds like a really exciting background. We have an aerospace engineer and a civil engineer, and you guys are both working on building something on the moon for the future. So with the next question, we are going to ask about your daily lives as interns here at EAC. Walk us through how you start in the morning and what type of activities you have to do.
Yeah, so my day starts at around 9, maybe sometimes a little bit later. The main focus is that we do the job we have to do within the set time frame. But I am most of the time sitting on my computer, compared to Giordano, a little bit less active, but my days are very dynamic, consist of writing, doing calculations on this side task I have, or developing these requirements. I learned a new software doing that, and also in the meantime all of these days becomes a little bit more interesting when doing more fun tasks, which I've also been involved in like suit activities, so spacesuit operations inside Luna, or helping with future campaigns inside Luna, or being a part of some astronaut training stuff that's been going around. So a lot of different things that help up spice this daily work life on the computer a little bit. So I would say it's quite dynamic in that sense.
Yeah, I'm like, on my part, I probably have a more hands-on approach than most of the interns here. So my experience may be slightly different than the one of other people, but since my work right now is literally building the machine that is going to make the bricks, I did most of my internship. I was literally like putting this up, so building this machine, so from the frame to the mechanism to the electronics to testing that it works, and everything that fails in between. So for every step there's like always a setback, unfortunately. There's always something that doesn't quite align or match. So a lot of iterations as well. So I work a lot with printing, like 3D printing materials, iterating on components and CAD software. I would say every time I'm on the computer, I'm on CAD software. So a lot of design. So it's really cool because it's hands-on and you can see the results of your design instantly. You just design a piece, 2 hours later, or if it's a big piece, the day after that, you get the piece ready and physical, and that's really cool.
Sounds like a really exciting approach to just designing and having it built there on the moment.
Yeah. I really like it also because it's a good mix of work on your desk, on your computer, so inactive, not inactive, but like passive kind of, and also like active, like creating something that is physical, which is really nice. It becomes like your little pet. Like my project is my little like thing that I'm developing and caring for. It's really nice.
That's awesome. Very creative too. So that's
super creative. Yeah.
It's an awesome side to being an engineer, I imagine. The creativity. That's great. Now let's talk about if you have a singular moment, an anecdote, or something that happened in these last 6 months that you think is memorable and you would like to share, to give a glimpse of what fun activities can happen based on circumstances, of course.
Just random stuff, or can I say like lunar inauguration?
An example? Yeah. I really liked it.
I mean, there is a bunch of, this is a really active center at the moment, given all the also lunar exploration that is gonna hopefully start in the next years, if our American friends don't scrap completely. Do we have to restart? Okay, so this is a really active center, so there is a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people coming and going, especially astronauts. In the last 6 months there have been 2 batches of reserve astronauts, and there are always career astronauts around. The coolest event for now has probably been Luna opening for me, because you get to meet it's super busy, so there is all the press, there is big names, the director of the agency, there is a lot of important people, but also you actually see the impact that the work that has been done here has on this wider space sector, because you see yourself and your friends and the people you work with on the pages of all the scientific journals or scientific papers or research journals. That's really cool to do. And also I have to say EAC in particular is a really fun center to be in. So there is a lot of also fun, like little parties going on as well. So
I agree.
That's really fun.
It's an amazing working environment.
Yeah.
Let's hear from you. If you have anything you want to share.
Well, I think I agree, because there are a lot of like very fun things and always often something special going on. But what came to my mind at first was probably the one time I had the opportunity to participate in the astronaut reserve training, which was basically like I was just someone who was supposed to help them in like being like the stand-in in this human behavior and performance training class, where we did this game. I think some of your previous like
I also
interviews,
participated.
yes, you were there as well. Exactly, and that for me was honestly like the most like memorable thing that happened to me here, because it was such a fun experience and very cool to be a part of that, and a fun game we played as well while doing that. So I think to wrap it up, like things like this happen and opportunities like this is coming quite often to you. So yeah, that's definitely one big pro here at
I strongly
at
agree.
EAC.
There's always new things happening, and so the circumstances change a lot, and everyone's experience is slightly different, of course, but that's what makes it so unpredictable and enjoyable, I think. So with our next question, we will look into the application process because our audience might want to know how that happens. So how did you apply, and were there any challenges across that process? How did you find it?
So I started out making an application, like this motivational letter. I knew that they would open up for these like job offers and around November last year, so more than a year ago. And I made my motivational letter and sent in my CV, and then later on, I think around January, February, I got offered the interview and went to that. So quite basic how the actual process of going to the interview happened. But in the beginning, I went to this career page where they open up for all these internship offers twice per year. And waiting there to see if there was something that kind of fitted my profile, and luckily there was something that caught my attention. So you go in there, apply for the job or the internship, and you fill out these, like, you send in a CV and motivational letter, but you also fill in like what are your like what do you aspire for the future, where do you see yourself after you finishing your master, and all these kind of things that kind of makes you question what is the actual purpose of this internship, and what do you want to use this for, and what can you add to this internship and to EAC in general. So yeah, that was like things that you had to think about a little bit before just putting something down, but you do that in like this page, and everything gets sent in at the same time before the deadline, hopefully.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Did you experience anything different with this process?
I'll just add a little bit, maybe some details into it. Because I mean the process is the same for every application as an intern, I think, all over ESA.
Yeah.
They will make you wait a while. Like the end of the application process is at the end of November, and I got first reply I got was early February. So in the meanwhile, especially if you are coming from a university that requires an internship, a mandatory internship, you will probably you will start to look into something else as well. What I would suggest is not locking anything else before you at least know something from ESA. So, because it can be a really, really cool opportunity, but be prepared to wait for a bit.
That's fair. I think it's true. I also experienced the same thing where I applied in the November period, and then my interview was in February, I think even March. So keep that in mind, of course. The time scale is quite long, and that's important to know. Yeah. So with the next question, I will ask you, is there anything that you put in your CV, like an experience, like an internship, that you think helped you the most to get into this internship program? So
yeah, 100%. I have a clear-cut answer for that. First of all, as Rose said, it's super important to apply for something that is relevant for your expertise and vice versa. So because what they are looking for is someone that can do the job they are asking them to do, not someone that wants to learn the job on the spot. So in my case, I'm working a lot, fairly closely with Regolith and also building space stuff. So first thing, of course, having a degree that is relevant, aerospace in my case. Second thing that I think boosted my CV was a university project, which I think are really relevant, especially if you're still in your masters and so you don't really have relevant work experience. Of course, if you are a waiter, there's no need to put that in on CV because it's not relevant. But I was doing a university project in working this team that makes a little lunar rover. So I had the experience with testing on regolith, with producing parts, or thinking about even what could fail. So thinking about the test and what can go wrong. And I think that was the main thing that got me in here, since I got multiple questions from the supervisor of the internship on that, and they were really happy with the result during the interview already. So you can kind of maybe gauge how's the feeling already during their interview. And I don't know if you want to add to that, Rose.
Yeah, because I often notice that a lot of people are saying that you have to have like some projects you maybe did outside of uni to show that you have an interest in it, in this specific project outside of uni. I didn't do personally that many like volunteering things like this. I did have an internship at a company, a space architecture company that does things for the outer space. So in that sense, there was a lot of relevance here. But just to amplify or like to say that it's not a requirement, though it does show that you have something outside of your uni and something that shows that you stand out in that sense. For my sake as well, I think maybe showing that my interest was outside my work as well was that I also had different like space. I had space system engineering and aerospace structures as topics when I went to exchange one year, even though it has nothing to do with my bachelor degree. But yeah, I just wanted to synthesize this. Yeah,
I think
Can I
it's
wrap it up?
useful. Yeah.
So I would say two things. First, quality of the experience over quantity. So it's better to do just one thing but relevant for what you're applying for than one that 5, 6, then a bunch of random things that are maybe in the same expertise area but not super relevant. And second thing, probably you will want to have at least one relevant experience in your CV, because only being a good student probably is not going to be enough, because there's a lot of applicants, a lot of great people. So just having straight like top marks but without having any kind of like outside uni but outside courses experience, probably is not going to cut it.
Yeah, I think that's actually very realistic, because it does matter. If they want to look that you are involved somehow beyond what you have to do as academic obligation. So if you do some volunteering, if you do some extra research and it is relevant to the field, you have a much bigger advantage over every other student that can be an A+ student but has no experience in the field. So this is quite important, I think. Yeah. Our final question is, do you have any advice or any encouragement words for people that would like to apply at ESA in general and maybe they're not sure if they should?
When I made my application, especially my motivational letter, I think I haven't asked my supervisor about this, but I hope that that's what made me stand out a little bit. Was that I emphasized a lot on trying to be myself in my letter. So I was not trying to be as formal or as what you would think you would have to be. I was quite like what I hope I give a vibe to people around me. A little bit more chill, but still trying to be genuine about my interest in this. And I don't know, maybe that's what helped me stand out a little bit, because I didn't go like very square, like I don't know if it makes sense. But and I said I have to ask my supervisor if that's really the case. But I tell myself that. So
okay, but that's still useful to know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a really sweet answer, I have to say. I was super square. I was really like engineer, dry and to the point. What I would like to say is apply regardless of how you feel about it, because anything can happen. If you don't get selected, apply again if you're still interested. Apply for YGTs, or what they are now called EGTs. So the program that comes that you can apply to after or towards the end of your master.
Master degree.
After your master degree, you never know what's gonna happen. And there is multiple people now. There are EGTs, which is a proper employee of ESA. So it's also like quite high paying, I would say. They got rejected for the internships as well. So don't lose hope if at the first round you don't get in. It's normal. In these processes of selection, there's always component of randomness. So it doesn't mean there is inherently you're not good enough for it. It just means that life. It's there is always, you have to accept there is a component of luck in whatever happens. So apply. If you're still interested, don't give up on something that could be interesting for you.
Nothing?
No.
All right. I think.
I have something.
Yeah.
EAC is probably the best center, so apply to EAC.
True.
Yes, I agree. Because for context, this is almost our last week, and we all went through this for 6 months, and it has been quite an amazing experience.
Good, right?
Yeah, 6 intense months, but they really are motivating. They motivated us to work hard, and I think we also made great friends along the way. Thank you for watching this episode, and I hope it helped you out to understand better the situation of applying as an intern in the European Space Agency. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!
Ciao. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy, don't be shy, apply.
Good one.
Oh, it's a good one. No, I can't be serious.
Let's go.
No, wait, let me try this again. Jeez, man, I just gotta be serious. Okay.
Do you see the plus camera is twice my net worth, probably. Something like that. 3 times.
10,000.
Net worth. Do you
My
even
net
have a
worth
net
is
worth?
0. It's
It's like really close to 0.
Okay.
Okay, so this sound level is okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah. We're just gonna talk like normal.
Passa to Giordano?
Yeah. Does it work?
Yeah, it's
Okay, that's good. Let's start.